a hella bad idea. She doesn't even do brows before foundation. Hey y'all, it's your girl Nida and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to be doing something. Actually, this is very different. I don't think I've ever done this before. I'm going to be copying somebody else's makeup style, like legitimately. I'm going to be trying to follow Tailormadejane, which if you don't know who that is, she's a really bomb makeup artist on Instagram as well as YouTube. I'll leave a link to her channel. There'll be an eye above somewhere here, or I'll leave it down in the description box, or I'll do both to help you guys out. I'll also include a picture somewhere around here as well. So really bomb makeup artist. Her makeup is always really, really pretty. She does her makeup completely different from how I do my makeup. So as you guys know, I'm very much flawless foundation, smooth base, looks like I'm just, you know, skin like. Yeah, that's just me. I like full coverage, but I like full coverage that looks more natural, I guess is the way to put it. I don't know how to describe it. I have no idea how to describe my style of makeup. All I know is it's just what I do, and when it works for me. You know, you notice I gravitate towards like foundations that are a little bit lighter, that are more like medium to buildable coverage. That's like the area that I like to be in, medium to buildable. Because say I don't need a lot of coverage, then I'm in that medium area to where I get exactly what I need. And if I do need a little bit more coverage, I can build it. That's me, medium but buildable. So I just really love that real flawless, smooth base, snatch face. I just really love it. So I remember like first starting to put on makeup, like when I first really got into makeup, that was probably like 2012, 2013. And I used to sit in my bathroom and practice how to do like cause you know the trend back then was you put everything on your face and then you blend it out. Yeah, I used to do that a lot, and it would just look horrible. It looked so bad. It would look so bad. And what ended up happening was I just kept practicing and kept changing things until I got to where I am today. And I'm no like, you know, I'm no goat or nothing like that. I just do what I do for me, and it worked. So yeah, and this is gonna be she does full coverage, full beat. So this is gonna be a challenge for me, but I want to try it. I want to try it and see if maybe I can incorporate some of it into my current routine, or if this is going to be a huge flop and mostly entertainment for you guys to see me fail so miserably. So we're going on a journey together, or is it? Yeah, together. This doesn't mean anything. I don't know why anyways, so yeah, but I'm going to start. I'm going to put her little video, her tutorial over in the corner over here. I hope I could put it in the corner over here, because sometimes iMovie be tripping. So if not, it will be somewhere on the screen. Yeah, I guess let's get into it.
Go ahead and prime our skin, of course. I always go in my Milk Makeup Primer because it honestly just grips the product so good. It gives your face like a tacky feeling.
Okay, so she's going to start off her face. She started off moisturizing with the Bobbi Boss. Is it Bobbi Boss? Holy shit, that's a wig company. Bobbi Brown moisturizer. I don't have that, so I have moisturized my face with my Oil of Olay moisturizer, and then she's gonna go in with the Milk Hydro Grip primer. Oh man, let me tell you something. I think I've said this before in other videos that like I don't know how I feel about this primer. Like stand alone, I don't know how I feel about it. So she says she takes about like one pump. I don't know how this one pump is gonna just cover my fat face, but we'll see what we can do here. So let's see, foundation application. I know she does not apply her foundation the same way I do. You guys see me like dot it on my face, and then I blend it out with like my sponge, a Sonia caustic sponge, beauty blender, Japanese sponge, a sponge. She does not. She does something that I haven't done in a very long time, which is she uses brushes. And I have a lot of brushes, which is normal for any makeup hoarder, but I hardly use these anymore. I used to always use makeup brushes, and I don't know what happened. I just realized that a sponge just does what the makeup brush does like 10 times better, and it picks up some of the product that, like, in case you lose a little excess. So yeah, so I'll be using brushes. Okay, so I don't have that MAC brush that she has, but I do have this AOA Studio F15 foundation brush, so I'm just going to use that. For foundation, I don't think she mentioned what foundation she's using, so I am going to, since she does typically use a full coverage base, I'm going to be mixing my Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation with my a little bit of Morphe Fluidity foundation. I'm shade Kampala 340 in Juvia's Place and F20 in Morphe. So for the Juvia's Place foundation, this oxidizes on me darker, which is quite annoying because it's actually a very nice finish, the foundation itself, but it just oxidizes on me a little darker, because when you see it come out of the tube, it looks like it's a perfect match, and when it first goes on, it kind of is. But after maybe about a few minutes, it oxidizes and it looks darker than my chest. The Morphe one doesn't oxidize as dark, and it is a tad bit lighter, only a tad. So yeah, I'm going to mix these two. I'm not mixing a lot, and I'm not putting on a lot of foundation because from what I'm seeing in her video, she didn't put on a lot of foundation. So she went in and did like 3 lines down here. Yeah, okay. Why am I saying yeah like that? What?
My product really flat on my skin. Helps me distribute the product evenly throughout my face. I only use like 1 pump, like one and a half pumps. Everything that I do to one side, I'm always gonna do on the other side. If I do 3 on top, I'm gonna do 3 on bottom. I'm gonna brush it on the side of my nose a bit, so when I do that contour and that concealer, it just blends in. Then we just put it on our forehead.
All right, and then she puts the rest on her forehead. I used about the same amount as her. She used about like a pump and a half. I used about like half a squeeze of the Morphe, about a squeeze and a quarter? No, squeeze and a quarter, no. I used like basically half a squeeze of the Morphe, and a little under a full squeeze of the Juvia's Place. That is it for foundation. Okay, so in between her products, she essentially is letting them set or sit on her face, so that's what I'm doing too. Okay, she loves a bright under eye, which is the opposite of me. So she's got Shape Tape in Tan Sand, and I have Shape Tape in Deep. She is going to use Deep, but not in the place where she puts Tan Sand. The closest thing I have to Tan Sand is the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 13. It's like J13. So I'm going to do that. So she puts that right here. Okay. Yeah, that looks just like Tan Sand because I messed up and bought this shade, and I should have bought a darker shade. So when I used it on myself, the one time I did, I hated it because I was like, ooh, that's way too bright of an under eye for me. Okay, and then she takes Shape Tape in Deep, and she's gonna just put that around where she put Tan Sand. Okay, so she takes it kind of like up into here, so around, and then she takes it down around her mouth. So she says she doesn't use a lot, so I've scraped off some of the product off of the wand. She does the forehead, so she does her forehead. She dots it down her nose. I think she uses, I bet she uses tan sand. She didn't specify, so I'm like, is that tan sand? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mix a little of these two together. And she does her chin. I never like highlight my chin anymore. I used to, but I like never do anymore. So I'm just gonna take Deep and put that on my chin. I feel like I have a lot of product on my face, or it looks like I have a lot of product on my face, but just like her, I can see where I don't, because I spread the foundation out essentially so thin, and it really wasn't a lot of it. Same thing with the concealer. This isn't a lot of concealer.
And I feel like that's enough.
For contour, she uses something called a 210, but I'm not sure what that is. She didn't say the product in the video, so I'm going to be taking, but it's a contour stick. So I'm going to be taking this Juvia's Place contour stick in the shade Abid Jan. Oh man, I feel like I'm butchering that. So she does her like forehead. This does not look dark enough. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Right, and then she takes it down the bridge of her nose, which I have left no room for, because I am clearly a derp. Oh man. Okay. Okay, I got it. All right,
I use my Real Technique brushes for blending. So as you can see, I have two here. This one was for contour because it's dark deeper, and then this one was for foundation. I only use these for my foundation and my contour. So I'm gonna go in with the foundation one and just start by patting all over where that foundation is and blending it out.
So she uses a Real Techniques brush to blend out her foundation. I used to have the same one she has, but I think I might have given that away to my mom. I'm not sure. So I'm going to take this It Cosmetics Skin Smoothing Complexion Brush. It's the same shape as the Real Technique one that she would be using. And she says she just basically pats this out.
Okay, so when I do my foundation, my contour, I take the bottom of the brush, like right here in this area, just like the bottom area, and that's what I take to blend out the contour. So I'll go in and I'm just gonna tap it. Y'all see how the bottom of the brush is touching and the top really isn't? It looked like it is when I'm going faster, but honestly, the top really isn't touching like that.
Okay, so she has another Real Techniques brush that has this slanted kind of edge, but I don't have another one of those, so I'm going to be going in with this Morphe this is a Japanese 718, and I'm going to be using that to blend out this contour.
For my under eye, I use the same two brushes all the time. I use my Real Technique setting brushes. I use one for powder and one for blending. And I tap this too. I tap all of my products.
Okay, so she uses two Real Techniques brushes, one for powder and one to blend out her under eyes. So I am going to be doing the same. Bro, wow, yeah, this certainly is different. This is different. That's the bad part about this, is like forgetting that I put concealer in places, and I'm like, it's been sitting for so long because this takes so long to blend out. I just want to take my sponge. The urge to use my sponge is so real right now, y'all. So real. Okay, so now she's moving on to blend out her nose contour. I need another small brush. I don't know what brush she's using, but I'm gonna use this Real Techniques brush. And she says to go in and just tap it out. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how she does this and not get her little nose highlight portion here all over the place, because I'm struggling. I messed up and I blended my highlight in, my 2 highlight shades in. I messed up and did that. I didn't mean to. I thought, I just got ahead of myself, but it's okay. This is bright enough. At some point I missed when she blended this portion of the nose out. Ooh, I gotta hurry. She takes a long time to set her under eyes, and I'm like, girl, listen, I'm creasing. Can we please set this face? Ugh. She'll take a little bit more tan sand, and she's gonna scrape off the excess, and she's gonna take a dot. But I feel like this is gonna absolutely ruin me. I feel like this is gonna ruin me. And she's gonna take a little bit of it down the bridge of the nose. I don't know why, because we are pretty concealed right now. But okay. I'm trusting her. So I'm gonna blend that out. Okay, I'm also a dummy, and I'm not following directions very well. I'm getting ahead of myself. She blended out her nose contour first, and I just blended out the eye side first. What is wrong with me? Am I okay? I'm not okay. Okay, now she's gonna go in with her powder, and she just says she has creasy under eyes. We're like almost 30 minutes into this. I mean, I'm almost 11 minutes into her video, which I'm pretty positive this is about like a good 20 odd, almost 30 minutes into her makeup. And now she's going in with the powder and she says she has creasy under eyes, and I'm like, but you should have been put on powder. Okay, this is her process. What am I doing? I can't, this is her process. Her process, okay? My process would have been, I would have been did my under eyes because I have creasy under eyes. So I would have been put on powder. But this is her process, right? This is her jam. So if this is what she does and she manages to have a flawless face, then you know what? It is what it is. Okay, so she's gonna set with her xoxo powder. I don't have the xoxo buttercup powder, but I have here the ABH banana powder. Okay, so what she does here is she picks up some powder and then she taps it off. Okay, and then she has about that much, which is about as much powder I would take and do my under eye. And then she moves that around under the under eye. She says she doesn't stay in one place, which makes sense. So now where I would normally, like if I feel like I took a little too much powder, I would normally take my sponge and just blend everything down. She does not use sponges. Not a sponge in sight in her whole entire application, so
So all that's done. We did all of that. So now we just gotta do is contour this face with some powder. So I like to use this MAC powder if I want like a more subtle contour, like this color here. I like to go in with more of a subtle color, and I'm just going in circular motions. You could tap it on first if you want to.
okay, so now she's going to contour her face with a powder. I have just realized we have not set anything else other than the under eye, and I guess now contour. I'm freaking out. Guys, this is very much out of my element. Like right now I'm like, girl, trust the process. Like I keep trying to tell myself that, but I'm feeling very like 2015, 2014 to like 2017 Philadelphia 76ers. Like the process is I'm not seeing it, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Okay, so she contours her face with a powder. She uses a MAC powder. I do not have a MAC powder. I don't have a MAC powder. So I'm going to be using my ColourPop bronzer, my pressed bronzer in the shade Don't Know, because they didn't put it on the back of this and I don't remember the shade. I have to look it up. I don't know. I have no idea what shade this is. So she says she goes in with like a lighter kind of contour color for a more like subtle contour. This is a bronzer and it's not a very strong bronzer. Like I love it. I usually take it with like a round top brush like this to have a more diffused just bronzed look versus a contoured look. So what Tailormadejane here is using is she's using a brush like this, which is what I used to use a lot to contour. When I want like to use like my contour palette, my Black Radiance contour palette, like to contour, I use this brush. I don't really do that anymore. So, So she says you can tap it on at first. Want to, if that's a preference, you can tap it on first and then kind of like blend it out. Okay, so she said you can basically tap it on first as a preference and then blend it out. So I'll do that. Okay Okay, for blush, she's using a Juvia's Place palette. I have two. I've got the Saharan Blush Volume 2 palette, which is a palette I use all the time. I always like to mix the shades Yara, which is this brown, Tan, which is this orange, and B, which is like this kind of like mauve color. I like to mix all three of those together and use as a blush. As you guys know, I don't necessarily use a lot of blush, but because she is a deeper skin tone than me, she's going in with the Saharan Blush Palette Volume 1. And I don't know. I had bought the two of these because they were like on sale. Like I bought these a while back, and online this looked not as deep as it is in person. Okay, so she's gonna take these two colors down here. She's gonna take Toby and Zane. That's so funny, Toby and Zane. Okay, so quick story time. Like I said before in some other videos, or if you've seen my Siri Picks My Makeup video, I talk about that I play D&D, which is Dungeons and Dragons. I'll leave an eye above so you can check out the Siri Picks My Makeup video. But anyways, so I look so happy. So in D&D, we have my best friend Akeem, which he's been on my channel before, eye above so you can see him. Me and him did the Halloween video. We did 2 skeleton Halloween videos, and we did a video like way back. It was like a talking, like us just hanging out and talking video or whatever. Mad long. Did 2 videos are shorter. So anyways, my best friend Akeem, his character's name is Zane, which is why I saw this and I thought that was hella funny. And then Toby is the name of a character that we came across in the literal dungeon that we're like traveling in. And Toby turned out to be a liar. Okay, his character of a man being a liar. Shocker. I'm just around. But anyways, Toby's character came across as like some like stranded traveler who just needed some help, and my party was like, yeah, sure, we'll help him. He was pretty useful and helpful as well, and it turns out Toby was, like I said, a liar, all right? And it turns out Toby was like the mind of the owner of the dungeon, who had his body, mind, and soul had been split apart. So Toby turned out to be the mind, and that piece of shit wanted from my character. He was like, oh, like, I'm trapped here in this dungeon because the dungeon is cursed. If you die in the dungeon, you can't leave the dungeon. And he was like, I have been cursed. Woe is me. And we were like, oh man, poor Toby. So he was like, you know, if you go around collecting these seals, you know, you'll be able to become powerful and you can free me from this curse. And I was kind of like, okay, I guess. And then one of our party members died, and we were like, oh shit, we definitely have to free her from the curse. So my character was like, all right, cool, I'm 110% in, gonna get all the seals, free everybody from the curse. And then Toby the liar turned around and was like, ha ha ha, I'm actually the owner of the dungeon, and I'm not just trying to free this curse, but I'm trying to steal your body. And I'm like, rude, 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 so rude. So yeah, I just went off on that tangent. I just think that's so funny. Zane and Toby. But anyways, so she went in between, she used 2 shades. She used Zane and Toby. I don't have, let me wipe this off. Okay, so what she does is she does like these sweeping motions. Y'all, listen, you guys know I'm not a blush gal. So these 2 colors mixed together, look, this color alone looks scary. Look how pink that is. Hell, I probably could have used Neo as a contour shade. Oh shit, I should start using Neo as a contour shade. That's actually really nice, kind of like reddish. Ha! Ha ha! Okay, well, you learn something every day. So, I have yet to really touch this palette because it obviously is a little too deep for me, but we're gonna do it. So I don't know how much of the 2 shades she used because she doesn't hold it up to show. So I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens. If I look like Bozo the Clown, just know I definitely used too much of something. Okay, so these blush palettes are very pigmented. So yeah. So she said she uses just a sweeping motion. I'm assuming that's to kind of help make sure she's not distributing too much color. Sometimes I can't tell how much I'm putting on until it's too late. Okay. Okay. Well, I feel like the kombucha girl. I'm pressed like a panini right now, y'all. Okay, let's. And she hasn't set the rest of her face, so I am creasing here. Some powder. It's like after you put all that product on your face, you don't want your brows to be oily. Oh, so she's gonna put some powder on her brows. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm bitching out. I can't bake. ABH dip brow. I'm not doing any eyeshadow whatsoever. Like, shame. Do not do any eyeshadow. Dang it. Okay, so she likes to add setting powder to her brows. Now notice, y'all, these brows ain't done. So she says she also said she's not gonna do any eyeshadow. So I mean that's kind of a plus for me, I'm not gonna lie, because this woman is seriously talented when it comes to eyeshadow, and I would butcher that in a heartbeat. I have never put powder on my brows before. I've heard people do this, and I never understood why. I put too much powder on one brow. Because like I do my brows with like a pencil, you know, like I never, I don't know, maybe it's if you're using like a dip brow like she is, you need to do that. So she's gonna be using the ABH dip brow, so let me go find my dip brow. I have retrieved the dip brow, and my dip brow is probably like dried out because I never use it and I've had it for a little while. I'm gonna use my ABH number 12 eyebrow brush. So her brows looked a little, her brows look a little like spoolied out, so I'm gonna comb mine out, because at this point my eyebrows are like, girl, what are you doing? Not only have you not done us first, but you are gonna use dip brow, and on top of that you've added powder? My eyebrows are probably like, what is this heifer doing? Who does she think she is? I've never made it this far in my makeup routine without my brows done. Like, this is so weird. Now you guys see what I'm working with when I have to try and do my eyebrows. Now you guys know why like these joints be looking like distant cousins, because we've got this brow over here that's like, I'm bushy, I'm full, boom, attitude, profile, and then this brow's like, I like to read books and shit. I don't like to do anything else but stay in the house. Like, this brow is my homey brow, and this brow is like, take me out, talk to me nice. Like, that's how I feel about these two brows. And I mean, I know they're supposed to be sisters and not twins, but can they at least be family? Like, can I have that? Okay, so she just takes the dip brow and just lines underneath. So I will do the same. I don't think I can recreate her shape, because her shape is like, her brows without makeup are shaped. Meanwhile, mine are like, we do what we want. like how I was like, okay, and then I looked up in the viewfinder and I'm like, ooh, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not.
I'm gonna take the Rumor A7 base and I'm gonna conceal my brows with this because it's not too deep in color. And then I'm also gonna blend it all over my eye and then set it with my concealer shade. Set it with my setting powder.
Okay, so she is going to be taking the Rumor 7 base, the P. Louise Rumor 7 base, to put all over her lids and to carve out and clean up her brows. I don't have Rumor 7, I have Rumor 5 and Rumor 1, I think. So I'm going to be using Rumor 5 to do that. I don't think she does the top of her brow. I don't know. Oh man. I don't know how y'all do brow. I don't know how y'all do brows after foundation. Like, I feel crazy right now. And I also feel crazy that I did not set the rest of my face. The rest of my face has not been set.
I don't know if I want to clean up the top of my brows though, that's the thing. And then I'm just taking another setting brush. This is just like
okay, she said she doesn't know if she's gonna clean up her brows. I just watched her say she doesn't clean up the top, but she is going to clean up the bottom. So here we go. And she does set this with some setting powder. Okay. Eye area is done. These eyebrows look crazy, but she didn't clean up the top of hers, so I'm not cleaning up the top of mine. What I would normally do with the top of mine is I clean it up and get them to where they at least are kind of like in the ballpark of one another, but that's not gonna happen today. Okay, how does she not crease around her mouth? Because I'm confused, because she isn't set the rest of her face with a powder. So I'm like, what mystical abilities do you have? Okay, so she's gonna be using the Fenty mascara, which I don't have. I think the only comparable dupe I have to that would be like the ABH mascara, so let me go grab that.
And that's just the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray.
Okay, but before that, she's going to spray her face with the Morphe Continuous Continuous Setting Mist. Oh my gosh.
Hello? It's not white or it's not pink, it's yellow.
Okay, so she likes to put a tan in her waterline. I'll be right back. The only tans I have are this Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlighter and the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Honey Dude. So Honey Dude looks a lot like what she's using, so I'm gonna use that. I never do anything in my waterline, so gonna put on my ABH one. I hate this ABH wand because it's the sample and it's so tiny and hard to maneuver. So she's gonna put on some lashes, so I'm going to go off camera and do the same. I don't have the same pair of lashes she does. I'm just using some like Profusion lashes that I got from TJ Maxx. So right back. Okay, lashes are on. I said I put on some Profusion, but they're actually Pro Beauty 3D like faux mink lashes. I don't know why I said Profusion. I'm adding a little bit more mascara to my under eye, to my bottom lashes, because I definitely didn't add enough, and that like light waterline is a lot right now. So she had her hair down. It looks mad cute, but baby, it's coming up on wash day again for me, for my hair, so we're not gonna really put this down. I'm still rocking my blowout from my last wash day. So she lined her lips. I did not see what pencil specifically it was, but the closest color I have is MAC Chestnut.
I'm gonna put on a Fenty gloss.
She's got like kind of like a pinkish nudish lip, so I'm gonna take Bitter Cherry. This is by Lime Crime, because I think that's the closest I can get to that. Okay, and that is it. Man, my lashes never look like that from the same damn pair, like ever. For what reason, I don't know. This is the same pair of lashes. They are part of a set, but for some reason they never look like it. I don't know, whatever. But yes, that is it. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can see my face up close. So even with her application and me not using a sponge, I still have the same like really smooth base, which is so nice. So definitely feeling like I can achieve a smooth base without my sponge, and that's great. It's so weird, like I don't know how to describe it. Like I look so different. Like I don't know how to describe what it is that I'm looking at that's the most different about my face. I think it's because like this center area of my face is like really light right now in comparison to how I normally do it, and then of course I've got like the light waterline, so it's giving me a very big like doll eye effect to my eyes, which I do like, but it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's weirding me out just a little bit. I'm not used to seeing my eyes this wide open. But other than that, I do like it. After like setting my face with my Morphe setting spray, it does feel less heavy, because at one point it kind of felt like the products were a little heavy on my skin, but I think that's definitely because without using a sponge, there isn't anything to soak up the excess product like I normally would. It is nice. Definitely, I feel like this is for somebody who like really is like the GOAT. Like she's the GOAT. Obviously, she just doing it. Like that woman has the hands of God, obviously, because whoa, what she's able to do with her face using the same technique is just unreal. She doesn't use highlighter, which if you've been watching me for a long time, you know all of my looks include highlighter. So that's another thing that I'm like, I feel like my face feels kind of flat a little. Like I wish there was some highlight, but I understand why she doesn't, because she kind of likes more of that like, not like super matte, but matte and not like highlighted look. Like she used to do like highlighter and it was always super pretty, and then she kind of changed and she started liking a more like non-highlighted face. So it looks really good on her. I prefer some highlighter personally. That's just me. Definitely what she does for the nose, I will try again or try and incorporate it in my regular routine, because this is snatched. Like, hello nose bridge. And I have a very like flat nose bridge, so boom, I have a nose that's on my face right now. Whoa. But other than that, like my face looks good. It looks good. It looks good up close. I'll take some pictures and see how it looks, and I'll insert them in here. I'll take some pictures with flash, and I'll just take some pictures. It's a little too dark outside for me to like go outside and take pictures, but y'all know I always try to make do what I got. So yeah, I really don't like my eyebrows. Like, foundation before brows is just not me, and that takes a special type of person. A lot of y'all are lunatics, but y'all are talented lunatics, because no, these eyebrows look ridiculous. They look so stupid. So I mean, well, the left eyebrow looks nice. The right eyebrow, on the other hand, is like, we not here for this. So I'll definitely keep doing brows before foundation. I would try this again because I kind of feel like this is something that does take practice, and it's not one of those like one take Drake things where it's like you get it on the first try. So yeah, but I try it again and practice, and then see if maybe this can be something that I can like incorporate in my routine. I'm telling you though, she didn't set her face with like her whole face with a face powder, and I'm like, oh babe, I needed that. I get so creasy around my mouth. She takes a minute to set her under eyes, and she has creasy under eyes, and she manages to like where it doesn't look like creasy. To me, I feel like I look like kind of creasy right now. I might not look as creasy because I did blend out my concealer with a brush. Yeah, I'm about the same amount of creasy as I normally would be. Actually, no, I'm a little more creasy than that. Actually, yeah, I'm a little more creasy than that. But the buffer between that is that I blended it out with a brush versus a sponge. So the brush allows for the maximum amount of product to be on the skin, versus a sponge picks up more product, so that way it gives you more of a natural finish. And what ends up happening with that is that basically there's not enough product left to conceal your creases, because you can't get rid of your creases. She said it in her video too, like, it's just, you can't get rid of them. You can conceal them to the best of your ability, but you're not gonna just like be like, boom, creases are gone, never coming back. That's just not gonna happen. But yeah, like I said, I'll try this again. Like, I would be very much open to trying this again. My face from this standpoint looks good. In the viewfinder, I look pretty good. In the mirror, I look good. But yeah, so thank you for coming on this journey with me. If you have made it to the end of this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell down below so that way you can always be notified whenever I upload. And I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.